This week, 500,000 Discord messages were leaked by an individual that said he used to moderate for Kris. And yes, unfortunately, it seems that MR.BEAST messages might be in there too. The Olympics is receiving major backlash after it's claimed that they created a parody of Jesus' Last Supper at their opening ceremony with drag queens. A popular airline has just become the first in the world to allow women to decline men sitting next to them. And did Lammine Yamal just get cheated on? Because this video might be proof that no one is safe. All of that and more, so we better get cracking. Okay, let's jump into the first story of the day because I don't even know how, but the Tyson, whatever the hell name is, situation keeps on getting worse. Because just last night, thousands upon thousands of private messages from what's claimed to be Kris's Discord server were leaked. And the person who leaked them on Twitter said it's up to 500,000. Dog days are coming. Now, the leak came from Nathan, who says that his friend was a moderator in the server, and Nathan was in there too, along with most others in there, were said to be minors, at least according to Nathan. And actually some messages in there, not just Nathan. I take that back. So that's kind of an important detail to keep in mind as I read through these messages, because it does make it 10 times worse when you think about that. Anyway, play the clip, Alex.
This video has all the proof in it, all the receipts, and all the screenshots. Thanks to an old friend of mine who was a moderator in Kris's Discord server at the time, Cookie. Now, Cookie actually went ahead and downloaded logs of all the individual channels on Kris's server before it went public, knowing that this was kind of being covered up, and he kept the logs of it for himself.
Now, because of the sheer scope and size of this leak, people are still working their way through it, which, thinking about it, in its own right is quite a horrifying job to have to read all of this. Not only because of the stuff that they talk about, allegedly, but also just imagine how many of those 500,000 messages are actually just irrelevant and are just shit talk. But regardless, we're already getting lots surfacing on Twitter and, geez, they're pretty wild. Now, just for the sake of efficiency, speed, and legal reasons, although I feel like Kris has enough legal things to worry about right now. Okay, that was a joke. Let's not go that direction. But anyway, it must be said, everything that I'm about to read you is alleged. We don't know for sure if this is even Kris's server, okay, guys? Now let's read it. User Discount Milk puts a picture in the chat with Kris the meme god responding, "She's only 14? Damn." Another then says, if she's 14, I'm 14. Kris puts a link to .com, which, if you watch the last video, is an artist that is known to create CP, okay? It's really genuinely, and this is not even funny, horrifying stuff. Kris then refers to himself as Lolly God, and I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't know what Lolly was until I made this video. And I'm not going to put it in here because it will get the whole thing demonetized. Although, let's be honest, it's probably going to get demonetized anyway. When the user started talking about a not safe for work channel in their server, Kris the meme god says, should gore be allowed in the NSFW or should it only be POR? And I'm not going to finish that. Then when they started talking about removing the channel, Brooke the mom says, I don't have any issue with the channel. What I have an issue with are the minors that have access to said channel. So indicating that, yes, as we said before, there are minors in this thing, allegedly. Kris says, is there even a way to do that? Discount Milk, no, not really, no. Kris the meme god, so what do we do, lol, remove it? Nathan, no, people like it. Even if there was a way, anyone can lie about their age. Kris the meme god, yeah, true. And I mean, to be fair, the internet is full of
corn casserole.
Discount Milk, Discord says if you can't regulate it, you shouldn't have one, referring to Discord. It is the responsibility of the server owner to prevent minors from viewing corn casserole materials. Kris the meme god, what am I, a parent? Lava says, I say we get rid of it because the fan base of Beast and Kris are mostly under 18. So even people in there that are minors can recognize it's not appropriate. Now, after this Not Safe for Work channel seems to have been deleted, Raze says, what happened to the channel? Brooke the mom, it was removed because there are minors in this server and that content is highly inappropriate for minors. Zeg says it's inappropriate for adults too, so I don't even want to know what was in there. This picture was put in there reading, the PlayStation 2 is 17 years old today. with a retweet that reads, "One more year until I can finally, you know what, my PS2." To which Kris responds, "I like my PlayStations around 13 years old." Okay, I think we get the point of, you can look at more of them up yourself, but that's just the general feeling of what's coming out right now. I mean, even if the majority of these are jokes, people are rightfully pointing out that even if they are jokes, they're being made in servers where they're full of people under the age of 18. Now, of course, being best friends with Kris, MrBeast is also being dragged into this yet again, but thankfully, so far, no one has really brought up anything that is, majorly compromising. Yet, hopefully not, ever. And I say thankfully because could you just imagine the chaos that would ensue if compromising shit was found on MrBeast? The entire internet would go crazy. But in saying that, these leaks at the very least may show evidence that he was in this Discord server, so at least partially maybe aware of what was going on, which was the main question in our last video. So in this server, they're talking about Chris's corn casserole, which I mean, just why in the first place? Anyway, Discount Milk, who is apparently a minor at the time, says his corn casserole isn't big enough. I'd know. Then MrBeast comes in, "No, I know his corn casserole size, and it's huge." Discount Milk, remember, minor. Discount Milk, I'm not even gonna read that. Alex, put it on. Kris, the meme god, haha, MrBeast joins to comment on my size. I love it. And then just to further indicate that MrBeast may have been in this server, lol, Jimmy just chilling in electric music. Kris, nah, he's chilling with me. Can't believe Beast forgot to connect. He does this all the time. That's why I moved him to private. He's just chilling in general voice chat now. So yeah, not ideal. But let's also just put the other side out there. We all know that Jimmy is one of the most busy and obsessed creators out there. So how much time he would actually have to partake in stuff like this, let's be honest, is unknown. And let's speculate. Not much. And then also back to the Kris side of things, an account, ST West, which if you cross-reference with MrBeast Wikipedia, which this is a wild thing that even exists, but it does. It appears to be Chris's older sister, Sarah Tyson, which is now married, which is why her name is Sarah Westbrook. Anyway, she tweeted, "I'm his sibling," referring to Kris. "He, and yes, I used the correct pronouns, told me that he got fully aroused when he secretly stole my female clothes and put them on. He is deluded and disturbed, and it's 100% a fetish. He's narcissistic, and professionals have told him he needs a full psych evaluation." Yeah, so far, not looking good. And I mean, this has just been one day since all of this has leaked, so I'm sure that we haven't seen the end to this story. But when more gets surfaced, and I am not looking through the 500,000 myself, I'll keep you updated. Okay, look at this. Did the Olympics create a parody of Jesus' Last Supper with drag queens? Because that is the question being asked after last night's Olympic opening ceremony took place, and in a couple of the acts, people are claiming that religious imagery was used, like the golden calf, the fourth horseman, and one scene in particular, this one, is being compared to Leonardo da Vinci's mural of Jesus and his 12 disciples. In the scene, broadcast cameras pan out on a number of drag queens standing behind a raised stage. The person in the middle is wearing a piece on her head that is likened to religious drawings of a halo with lines of light emanating out of it. Some, outraged with this scene, are saying that it's extremely disrespectful to Christians. Actually, that was Elon Musk. And also other tweets saying Olympics declared loudly that the 2.4 billion Christians on earth are not welcome. The Catholic Church also jumped in and criticized it, saying, "This ceremony has unfortunately included scenes of mockery of Christianity, which we very deeply deplore." But then again, others seeing this scene are saying that people are just reading too much into it. And the organizers themselves stated that the performance was to make us aware through a new, humoristic and poetic song, the absurdity of violence between human beings. Now, I posted this video on Instagram and I asked my audience if they thought that this scene was intentional or merely a coincidence. And after 62,000 votes, 94% believed that it was intentional, while only 6% believed that it was a coincidence. And even apart from this in particular, the whole start to the Olympics has been less than ideal. They raised the Olympic flag upside down. They introduced South Korea as North Korea.
République populaire démocratique de Corée.
Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
That's like close to when Biden introduced Zelensky as Putin.
I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
Wow. The South Korean Sports Ministry said that it planned to lodge a strong complaint with France on a government level over this mistake. Today, they had to cancel the triathlon test swims in the Seine River because there was a surge in E. coli levels, which I'm sure we all know where E. coli comes from.
Then the Macron wanted to spend another billion just to clean up the Seine River so it looks good for the Olympics. They lost it, and the I shit in the Seine River protest began. On the 23rd of June, the French President Macron and the Paris mayor planned to take a ceremonial swim in the river to show off just how clean it is. So the protesters are now planning a defecation flash mob because, and I quote, after putting us in shit, it's up to them to bathe in our shit. Oh, and if you don't live in Paris, no bloody problem, because someone created this website. You type in how many kilometers you are away from Paris, and using a water flow algorithm, it will tell you precisely the day and the exact time you need to shit into the river to reach Paris at the time Macron will be swimming in it.
You did it. You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
Their high-speed railway systems were hit with multiple arson attacks on the day of the opening ceremony, affecting 800,000 people. And then last night, they had widespread power outages across several districts in the French capital of Paris. I mean, honestly, there has just been so much bad news that I feel bad. I'm just genuinely hoping at this point, let the athletes take center stage and just be like good news. Because that's what the whole thing is about, not all of this crap. Anyway, I hope it sorts itself out, and let's move on. Okay, this one is pretty wild. A popular airline has just become the first in the world to allow women passengers to decline sitting next to men. I mean, come on, right? Are we really that bad? They even say that their decision to do this was based off of market research as well. So that means women wanted this. Ah, wow, offensive, but anyway, the airline, which is named IndiGo, is not only one of the fastest growing low-cost airlines in the world, but it is the largest in India. And from now on, women checking in online will be able to see a special seating map that shows them in pink where other women are sitting. While if male passengers try to also check in online doing the same thing, they will not have that information. Some love the idea, saying that the days of having to deal with manspreading during the flight are over. But others say that it is very unfair, and they said, well, what happens if a man doesn't want to sit next to a woman? Why don't we get to choose? And I mean, to be fair, all right, just regardless of gender, putting that aside, this could just be a great thing for space for women. I mean, come on. We all know that if you're sat there, you're cramped up in economy, and then you see a dude down in the aisle and he's looking for a seat, and the bro's like 6'5", you are praying in your seat that he just please don't be the one sitting next to me. You want the nice, sweet 4'9", grandma that smells like roses and elderflowers to sit next to you. And I mean, just by the matter of probability, sitting next to a guy is going to take up more space. But then, also to be fair, why do women get that choice, huh? Anyway, what do you think? Do you think this is a fantastic feature that should be on all flights, or a terrible one that needs to be scrapped? Anyway, moving on. Okay, we gotta talk about this. Did Lammine Yamal just get cheated on? Because the video going mega viral right now is striking God-level fear into every man's heart right now. Now, if you don't know who Lammine Yamal is, he is the youngest player to ever play in the Euros. But it's not that he was playing at this major tournament at just 16 years old. It's that he was one of the best players in the entire tournament at 16 years old. I mean, just think about that. He was 12 years old when COVID kicked off. 12. And now he's playing in the Euros. He then went on to become the youngest player ever to win the Euros. He won the best young player of the tournament, and he finished with the most assists. So to put it lightly, he is honestly one of the most promising talents the entire world is watching right now. And now, he better be the youngest player ever to be cheated on. Okay, that's a joke. That's very insensitive. Now, Lammine never publicly officially said that they were together, but he did bring Alex Pedella out after he won the Euros final, and just a few days ago, they went on holiday together to Greece. So I think it's pretty safe to say they were dating. But now, last night, a live stream went viral showing Alex with a group of her friends, and at the start, it seemed pretty harmless. But then, a couple minutes later, this brother filming raises the phone, and it shows Alex either sat on another guy's lap, or at least very close. Both pretty sus. Just moments later, she smacks the phone out of his hand and says in Spanish, and I don't know what Spanish is. So Alex, play this tiny little clip.
Enfoca a mi primo que es más guapo. Como chupacámara.
So someone please translate it in the comments. From what I hear, it's something about like, you're gonna get me in trouble or something like that. But again, put it in the comments, anyone that knows Spanish. Now let's be honest, this isn't concrete proof that she has cheated or that the fact that they've even broken up. But then again, this morning, they no longer follow each other on Instagram. So not ideal. And the reason people are terrified is guys are now saying that if Lammine Yamal can get cheated on, none of us are safe. They're saying that she fumbled generational wealth. I mean, okay, Alex, play him this video.
Fumbling generational wealth just to be a bop is crazy. Because at that point, you're cheating for the love of the game. As soon as she realized that dude recording was on live stream, her spidey senses started tingling and she slapped that phone out of that dude's hand like she fucking Conor McGregor. I don't even think prime Mike Tyson could knock something out that quick. But at that point, it was way too late. The evidence was documented. They caught her ass at 4K, Ultra HD, 60 frames per second. Not even J-Oma could save her from this shit. Of course you're gonna get caught. Cheating on him is as sneaky as Shaq trying to hide behind a thin pole.
Ah, man. Yeah, he is about a hat drop. The best season he's ever played. He's gonna use this. And he is, boy, is he gonna come out stronger than ever. But anyway, if we get any actual confirmation, I'll let you guys know. But moving on. Okay, so you guys remember the Tuah girl? Well, we've got a pretty hilarious update on her because now that she's blown up, you know, she's taking pictures with presidential candidates. She's going on stage in front of thousands of people. Elon Musk follows her. She's chilling on FaceTime with Matt Rife. But now, along with all of that, she's even got her #1 new hater. Alex, run that shit.
If you're the girl that says Tuah, you're not that funny. You shouldn't have gotten a manager team and moved to LA.
She does not like her.
Grow up.
Why do you hate
You're not
her?
that famous. Because, okay, there's so many people on Vine and on YouTube that got famous. And from one video, we don't know who they are. They didn't get a manager team and move to LA like weirdo. I'm sorry, but like, you're not that big. Like, relax.
She's jealous, and I actually would love to do that.
Relax.
Oh man, that shit is crazy. I mean, even our friends in the back are embarrassed and they're saying, you know, she's not normally like this and you're trying to defend her. But honestly, I don't think there's any defending this shit. And you know, for all of the American people watching this, you should know that the rest of the world kind of has a little bit of a stereotype when it comes to American bullies. You know, I'll be watching some American movies and then, you know, the cliche bully comes in, he's the jock or something. Actually, you know who does this impression the best? Jack Joseph. Play him this clip, Alex.
Whoa, watch it, dickweed! Wait. Aren't you that dweeb I saw studying that one time? Brett, Chad, we've got a nerd on our hands. Hit it, boys. And that is why you'll never be part of the pack.
Now you're in trouble. We just called all our frat bros.
You better start running because we're about to eat your perky butt.
Wedge him, boy.
Okay, so obviously that's a little bit extreme, but you get the point. You know, I always thought that, you know, it was just played up for the movies. But then I watched the Tuah hater, and now I'm starting to think maybe the American bullies that just stuff people in lockers for no good reason are real. Are they? Tuah girl, you were doing fantastic. Keep killing it, enjoy your new fame, and let's move on. Okay, and just before we wrap up, all of the rapid fire shit that I don't have time to get into, but the headlines are good. We got some end of days Moses shit happening in America today. We got a massive swarm of dragonflies descending onto a Rhode Island beach and forcing people on the beach to run for cover. Apparently, I read up on this, dragonfly swarms are fairly common, so no, you know, this isn't some end of days shit. And in some instances, there's been billions of them, and these swarms can get so big that they are detected by radar systems. Google better be hella scared right now because OpenAI just announced Search GPT. And I mean, to be fair, I already use ChatGPT as a Google alternative. So when they launch a specific search software, it's over. You can get real-time information from relevant sources, like they use Reuters as an example here, meaning that news is actually, going to be referenced. You can obviously search more naturally in a more like intuitive way and ask follow-up questions as if it was a conversation instead of, sorting through these multiple different sources. You can get visual results for better understanding of your question, and it'll also give you all of the sources with the information so that you can just double check for certainty. And Robert Downey Jr. is back in the MCU. Not as Iron Man, but as the notorious Dr. Doom. And I'm just guessing now that this is going to be the next big villain because, after the Kang the Conqueror shit kind of flopped, there kind of needs to be that next Thanos, And that Kang the Conqueror shit fell apart even before Jonathan Majors was convicted of, third-degree assault. So, not great. And that is pretty much it. Thank you all for coming back for another video. Boy, are we starting to pick up some traction on this channel in the last couple of weeks, and I love all of you for it, and I'm thankful for all of you for it, and that's without mentioning it at all on TikTok. So, I love you all, and I will see you on Thursday. As always, you better be back, or the whip is coming for you. Like, subscribe. Woo! Wow! Oh, you didn't know that I was also Lammine Yamal, huh? Huh? There's a fly in here. Where's the whip? There is a fly in here. Not on my fucking watch. Alright, I think I scared him off. Getting so close. There is no way you are gonna disrespect me like that in my own house. Lights are coming on, buddy. Did I just fucking get him?